Listen, we all know why we're here, and it's not for me.
If we go by previous colorways for purple and green, if we mix red and yellow, we get orange. So rumor has it that's how we now have the Orange Lobster, the official colorway, Orange Frost, and Electro Orange. At first glance, it is similar to a lot of regular Nike SB Dunk Low, so we can at least break that down. We have the traditional silhouette, we have the padded tongue, there's a lot of cushion and comfort there for skateboarders, as this is intended for a skateboarder to wear on foot. We have the traditional SB Dunk outsole, and we know the air zoom unit is present in the insole for cushioning, and we have Nike stitched on the back heel.
But I appreciate all 37,000 plus of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it.
When you think of Boston, you think of superb, second to none seafood, and that's exactly what the entire lobster concept is around. So if you look at the inner sock liner, but then also the insole, you'll see this tablecloth pattern meant to mimic you having a traditional lobster dinner at any New England restaurant. Take a look at the nubuck upper on the quarter panels. You have a speckle design. Now it's not prominent, it doesn't jump out at you. It's actually pretty subtle and low key, but it is present for the swoosh. It is dual layered, so you have white beneath the darker orange. Now, yes, this will come stock lace with white laces, but you'll also get 2 additional laces. So we have teal blue and orange to match the shoe, but that teal blue is a great complement to orange, as it is the complementary color on the color wheel for orange. So if you didn't know that, yes, blue and orange are great complementary colors for each other. Now, aside from the laces, if we go down to the front of the shoe, we have the black band. Of course, it's meant to mimic the rubber bands that are placed around lobster claws. And you see the band is black, but also that midsole does have black present on it as well. In terms of wearing this with the band or without it, I fully intend to leave the band off. I have no issue if someone leaves it on while wearing it. It is their shoe after all.
Again, we're not here for me though, so let's get to the on foot.
I originally went for my true size 6, but Sneakers app would not let me actually check out for that in the draw. So instead, I went up to a 6.5, which is a half size larger than my true size, and it fits just fine. Of course, it does fit longer on my foot, but nonetheless, it's still a comfortable fit. I don't mind a little room. In terms of comfort, I mean, it fits like a regular Nike SB Dunk Low on foot. That is more comfortable than a regular Nike Dunk, but that's not saying a whole lot. You're meant to feel the board with this, except I won't be on a skateboard, so I'll say 7 out of 10.
Now, yes, this sneaker is bold, it's loud, just like every other colorway of the SB Dunk Lobster with concepts. That doesn't mean you can't get a fit off though.
First 3 looks, you know the drill, left to right. So on the left, business casual, yes, I would wear this in the office. I do not care. The Fear of God 7th collection raw edge tee in black, the oversized H&M women's blazer in this gray textured color, and then also the H&M slim fitting trousers in this really nice green colorway. In the middle, I gotta show love to my injured fave, Devin Booker. He is in my top 4 favorites, but yeah, he's injured. So wearing my Phoenix Suns Booker tee in white, the ever present and favorite H&M longer style blazer camel coat, and of course the tan colorway, and then a more fitted pair of leather pants from Zara. They do unzip at the bottom, which is really nice, but for this look, I chose to leave them zipped. And then on the right, we move into a less casual fit, definitely just stepping out, having fun. So my lids, hat drop, bright, vibrant, orange fitted hat, Yankees all day, you already know. The Frank Ocean tee, big, bold graphic print on the front and the back from Street Market Supply. This leather jacket, it's in navy. It really was just a random eBay find, which I love. And then a distressed pair of Hollister jeans to finish it all off for the first 3 looks.
And as a reminder and a disclaimer, this is just my style, what I like and what I choose to rock for this pair on camera. However, being a fan of the WNBA, I have a lot of options. That orange, yeah, it coordinates well, so here are 3 more looks.
All things WNBA, but a constant for all of these outfits, the Richie Lee Collection ripstop cargo pants. I'm wearing a size medium. I'm in olive green, sage, and burnt moss. On the left with the olive green cargos, wearing the brand new fitted by Made for the W and Lids hat drop for New York Liberty, the Playa Society cream hoodie for the WNBA, and the Nike WNBA utility vest I picked up not too long ago. With the sage cargo pants in the middle, all things Las Vegas Aces. We won the championship. Such a year for me in sports when it comes to basketball. So wearing the locker room hat as worn by the players and team in gray, Las Vegas Aces, of course. And then Break the Curse, one of my favorite brands that celebrates honors and just makes some of the best pieces for the WNBA. So wearing the Las Vegas Aces championship shirt, it has an amazing graphic on the front as well as the back. To finish off the third look in the burnt moss cargos, the same design pretty much, except for the Chicago sky when they won with my Nike WNBA bucket hat.
And as just a disclaimer, rock any pair how you would like, but as you saw, you can have a style template for you and you just simply swap in and out, probably different tops or different shoes, and you make it work. But style templates are awesome, and yeah, I actually realize I use them a lot.
My apologies, sorry, not sorry. I don't lace swap in this video just based on timing and wanting to get this video done prior to everything else I had going on, but I will just go ahead and show you how I choose to lace a lot of my SB Dunk Lows. Sometimes they're loose laced and I don't tie them at all, but a lot of times I just do a knot as you see here to ensure that the laces are secured. They don't fall out or touch the ground, but it also does allow for a looser fit just for comfort and easy in and out when it comes to wearing any pair. But the teal laces could get swapped in, who knows, maybe in the future.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl TJ, back another video on Talks with TJ, and this is probably the least elusive Concepts Nike SB Dunk Low Lobster in the orange colorway. But I'll say this, I actually think everything else in terms of the allure of the lobster story just connects a little bit more than just, yeah, we have a new colorway. We've waited some time for that. And if you're like me, this was like the only realistic chance you had of owning any of the lobster colorways. It was funny, I saw a post, I don't remember if it was by Nice Kicks or Complex, and they were like, which lobster is your favorite? I'm like, we should rank them by the likelihood that we'll ever own them, and it's very rare. I think that's what I appreciate about the lobster story with Concepts. And also when it comes to the designer, I always say this, I don't think designers get enough love or appreciation. I feel that way about Peter Moore when it comes to the Air Jordan 1. I also feel that Christian Tresser's name is not said enough when it comes to the Air Max 97. And so Hepler also, I would say, probably not in terms of his contribution with the Nike SB Dunk Low Lobster storyline. I mean, Nike went through so much, right? We had the original Red Lobster and they went all in with the box, but we know that Concepts, they thrive on presentation, and that was way back in the early 2000s. And Nike said, hey, let's do this again, this time with the blue lobster. And they had a whole storyline about blue lobsters attacking fishermen at sea. And you had the blue lobster. And during that blue lobster launcher presentation, they actually gifted a rare 36 pairs, only 36, for the yellow lobster. And Deion Point did an interview and he said, listen, we actually know all of the, pairs, who has them, who's worn them, who sold them. Yeah, he said that as well. So when it comes to, again, how elusive each colorway is, that's real. That's a very real thing. So you had red drop, you had blue, and those were actually available to the public, but not in a huge quantity, just because it is based on how rare they are in nature, right? A yellow lobster is like 1 in 40 million, and even an orange lobster is pretty rare. And to follow up with those original pairs, they pretty much combine the colors they already had. So red and blue makes purple, and then you have blue and yellow, and you get green, and now we have the orange lobster. But I also want to go ahead and give flowers to Johnny because he did an iteration of the orange lobster if he were to design it and come out with it. And I'll say this, I wanted it back then, just based on what he created, but now it was actually available to the masses. And I know some people are probably very outraged or shocked that I didn't have this within my top 10 sneaker releases of the year. As if Dion Point and Concepts didn't take #1 for me with the Air Max 1 Heavy. Listen, they got their shine. They got the top spot of the year, but this one, I actually didn't even have it as my #1 Nike SB Dunk to drop. I actually give that to the Los Angeles Dodgers pair. There's something about a brand being able to make an amazing pair in colorway and it also be simple in its execution, but deliver so well and them not need, like they didn't need an additional name attached to it. They didn't need, again, the allure of a lobster, people wanting that and never getting their hands on it. They didn't need that. And so I guess that's what I appreciated so much about the SB Los Angeles Dodgers here. But when it comes to concepts, they deliver and they've delivered in the past and they'll continue to do that. So do we have another lobster down the line? Who knows? I know they tease like a white pair and I won't lie, I would really want to commission a pair by Johnny for a white lobster and albino lobster just because his execution on it was amazing. So who knows? We're not sure what we'll get in the future, but I'm sure, just like right now with the orange lobster, all of us will tune in. And for any of my videos, if you're new here, hey, appreciate you tuning in. I don't ever really touch on the resale portion or you know, what is resale going for, because I'm only concerned with resale if I'm forced to pay for that for a shoe. And I was blessed to have hit this for retail. So if you are somebody that has to, you feel like, hey, I have to resort to resale to pay for this pair, there's always a sinking fund you can do. You can put money aside month after month to save up for that amount to treat yourself, especially if none of the releases that are on the horizon early 2023 have really caught your eye. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about in terms of a sinking fund, you can go ahead and check out my budgeting ebook. It is free in the description box of every video. But with all that being said, thank you for tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.